Slobbering drunk, Nancy Pelosi just announced that she's not going to Trump's inauguration. Just put aside all their comments on bipartisan and working across the aisle. We're going to get into Nancy Pelosi. We're going to read the article. Welcome to the Doug TenNapel channel. I hope you like, and I hope you've left a comment below on what you think of Nancy Pelosi skipping the inauguration. Is it a huge offense or is it good riddance? I just want to say on her drinking, people paid a lot of attention to Pete Hegseth's drinking, and they've never paid attention to Nancy Pelosi's. We'll get to the article in just a second.
I have read multiple reports of your regularly being drunk at work, including by people who worked with you at Fox News. Do you know that being drunk at work is prohibited for service members under the UCMJ?
Now, perhaps Nancy Pelosi had so much to drink that she fell down the stairs again, and that's why she couldn't make it. But here's Twitter on the subject. Pete Hegseth confirmation hearing. Senator Hazy Hirono, will you resign as the Secretary of Defense if you drink on the job? And we didn't know that was a requirement. It says, meanwhile, Nancy drunk Pelosi opens up a liquor store in the House where members can buy alcohol with their taxpayer-funded Members Representational Allowance, MRAs, to get drunk in the House at work. Here's another one. Something's up if Nancy Pelosi isn't attending the inauguration. Is she avoiding some disaster that she knows about? Here's John Lefebvre. Quote, the peaceful transfer of power is a sacred foundation of democracy, unquote. That is a Nancy Pelosi quote. Skipping the inauguration, Nancy Pelosi, Michelle Obama, AOC, and 18 other House Democrats. Again, are they avoiding disaster? And let's not forget the other disaster of the recent breakup between Nancy Pelosi and Jill Biden.
But on Jill Biden and looking at this, she had a quote today to the Washington Post about Nancy Pelosi's role and Biden getting out of the race. And she said, quote, we were friends for 50 years. Imagining she was using her teacher's voice. She said, quote, it was disappointing. You know that Jill Biden is very careful with how she uses her words. What did you make of that moment?
Well, it's the first I'm hearing of it, but what I make of it is that she may well have wished that Speaker Pelosi had engaged directly with them rather than orchestrating a campaign to try and get President Biden to step down from the race.
That is a Democrat saying that Nancy Pelosi organized and orchestrated a campaign to get Biden out of the race. That is a huge admission of guilt.
Did you change your mind because you saw all the excitement around Kamala Harris?
No, I didn't change my mind. We had an open primary and she won it. Nobody else got in the race because she was politically astute.
That she worked around the Democrat Party's own rules on election? What a scam. Now, here's the article. ABC News. First to ABC. Former Speaker Nancy Pelosi won't attend Trump's inauguration. A spokesperson did not disclose a reason why she's skipping event. She's probably in rehab.
Now, it didn't end that day. As you know, he called out to these people to continue. He still has.
And if drinking in the United States Capitol were a crime, Nancy Pelosi would be doing life in prison.
Taking any arrows out of your quiver, you're not ruling anything out.
Good morning. Sunday morning. We have a responsibility. We take an oath to protect and defend the Constitution of the United States. Good morning. Sunday morning. We have a responsibility. We take.
And, while he may be saying we're enablers, we see Joe Biden up close. We know how attuned he is to the issues, how informed he is. And I debate with him about legislation, and not debate, but discuss it with him. He's right there. So in any case, it was a bad night. Let's not sugarcoat that. It was a bad night.
Here's Trump inauguration preparations underway. ABC News' Nicole D'Antonio reports on new details about President-elect Donald Trump's second inauguration from security to performers. Former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi will not attend President-elect Donald Trump's inauguration, according to her spokesperson. She won't even go on the news and say it. Pelosi notably attended Trump's inauguration in 2017, when she was the House Democrat leader in a moment of sobriety, a very short moment of sobriety, I guarantee you. A spokesman did not disclose a reason why the California Democrat is skipping the high-profile event, other than she's trying to avoid the cataclysm that the Democrats have organized. While she broke her hip in an international trip to Luxembourg late last year, Pelosi returned to the Capitol for both the first day of the new Congress as well as the count of the electoral votes on January 6th. Attending 11 inaugurations so far, I think that's a misprint. I think it's 111 inaugurations. Pelosi has rubbed elbows with presidents at their inauguration dating back to her high school days when John F. Kennedy was sworn into office in 1961. Pelosi has almost maintained cordial relationships with Republican presidents. She's mostly done so, particularly George W. Bush, despite their differences over the Iraq War and Afghanistan. But the friction and public battles with Trump, including shouting matches in the Oval Office, have created headlines, such as when she pointed a finger at him in the White House photo opportunity, or when she stood over his shoulder and ripped up a copy of the State of the Union remarks in 2020. Nancy Pelosi is having trouble making friends, guys. Nancy Pelosi just broke up with Jill Biden. She's running out of friends in that town. It's okay. She still has her stock trading friends. Pelosi's criticism only amplified after the 2020 election and January 6th riot, allegedly. At the Capitol, Pelosi also grew enraged when Trump mocked the violent hammer attack against her husband, Paul Pelosi. In turn, Trump labeled Pelosi at 2024 campaign rallies as, quote, an enemy from within, unquote. I see no lies told in that one. Quote, she's a crooked person. She's a bad person, evil. She's an evil, sick, crazy, Trump said before appearing to word the mouth, the B word. Oh, no, it starts with a B, but I won't say it. I want to say it. I want to say it, Trump said about Pelosi as his final campaign rallies in Grand Rapids, Michigan. I'm happy that Trump held back his tongue on that one. But what do you guys think? Is Nancy Pelosi, is it a big deal? Does it even matter if she shows up or not? Because Nancy Pelosi is the past, and I mean the ancient past. And her not attending this inauguration, if you want to go, go. If you don't, then you're just showing that you were lying all along about bipartisanship, reaching across the aisle. And that's, I'm not going to force her to go. Frankly, it'll be a happier party without her coming down the aisle with a walker, trying to gain sympathy for everyone for when she falls down drunk again. I'm Doug TenNapel. This is the Doug TenNapel channel. Thanks you guys for watching.